Hey, beautiful people. Happy Terrific Tuesday. I am so glad that you are here. I hope that today has brought you nothing but reasons to smile. And if it hasn't, you know how it goes. By the end of this, I will have made you smile by either laughing at me, of course. You know, that's your favorite way, is to laugh with me. Hi, Tyson. And so we're here. I hope that your day has been good. I know California's been beautiful. I took a walk, and I'm not trying to smear this in anybody's face who's dealing with like 14-degree weather. But as I took an afternoon walk, it was so beautiful, and I have a thing for clouds. So when I go, hi Margarita. So when I go for these walks, I look at clouds, and yes, I'm one of those people that I'll be like, oh, that's a bird. Oh, do you see that in the cloud? Do you see those colors? I will literally stop and just enjoy. And I think that's what we're supposed to do, is take not just a walk for health, but for a mindful walk. Hi, Mia, to get balance and to feel a part of this beautiful universe that we're a part of. I am always, grateful when I see these things, because I'm like, wow, we truly do live a life of abundance. And I know sometimes it can feel scarce in our times right now because of what we're seeing and what we're going through. Hi, Andy. Hi, Curtis. Hi, Vince. But I promise you, we still live in a universe with abundance. We really do. So today I wanted to come to you with things about thoughts and see where you're at with how you think and how your thoughts are. I've had my own experience with thinking that I'm thinking, because you get on this autopilot and everything seems so normal, right? Including the way we think and the way we respond and the way we feel. And then we start to validate it because it's like home. Those are our home response, or our kind of like if you notice on your iPhone, right? If you go to hit your emoji button, it will give you the most used emojis. And so out of that, hi Kim. So out of that, you will, good evening. You will start to use the same emojis, right? And Apple's like, I got you. I know what you're gonna push. Hi Wayne, I already know what you're thinking. I already know and that's exactly what we do. We do the same things with the same triggers, the same responses, the same emotions. And it's just like we have this group of responses that automatically just throws itself out there because you've had that emotion before, you've had that thought before, so it's the same response, regardless if it's a different time, a different scenario, even if it's not the case sometimes. It's so automatic, we just respond in the old way because of old patterns and old stinking thinking. So we're going to talk about that. So our thoughts can trigger our bodies to experience all types of psychological and physiological responses, from changes in blood pressure and heart rate to chemical alterations in the brain. These changes can be harmless, or over time, they can be detrimental to your health. If you don't believe me, hi Curtis, if you don't believe me, I want you to do this experiment with me. All right, everybody paying attention? I want you to think about something that frightens you. And you're going, I'm not afraid of anything. Okay, all right, that's good. But let's say you are. So I need you to, hi Crystal, I need you to find something that actually terrifies you. And then I want you to pay attention to what happens to your body. I want you to pay attention to your increase in heart rate. I want you to really think about what just happened. Like a chemical process happened because of a thought. That thing is not in front of you. It's not the same situation, but there's something that happens inside of your body that causes a chemical response, and in that you have a reaction to that feeling. And that's the same thing when you feel love, right? Or when you feel happy, you feel this butterfly effect on the inside of you, and you can't help but to smile. I mean, even if you wanted to, hi Sarah, even if you wanted to try not to smile, you can't help it. Even if you wanted to try not to glow, you couldn't help it, because there's something on the inside of you that created a response system, a chemical response from your thought alone, that allowed you to glow. It allowed you to shine. It created this happy, fuzzy, warm feeling on the inside of you. This is all by thought. Is that not crazy? Like, it is all by thought. Wow. That's the same reason why you can sit there and you could be taking a little nap and dreaming of your vacation in Hawaii or wherever you're at, or like I said, Hawaii. And so you might be dreaming of that, and then you're almost upset somebody woke you up from your dream because it felt so good. Now I'll give you a couple other examples of physicalness, right? This is you want me to, I'm going to prove it right here, that thought has a chemical reaction in your body. Okay? You ready for it? You're mature enough to get this one? So a young teenage boy has a chemical response which causes his body to do something that he doesn't know how to handle when he's younger and that he appreciates when he's older. I'll leave that for you to figure out without saying that because I keep it PG. But I'm just saying that in itself is proof that something in here, something you think or visualize or whatever, causes a response. Got it? All right. So ask yourself times when things are going on and you notice a different feeling in you. For instance, let me see if I can find an older example. Like I had a situation where every time I thought about me going into an elevator, I would start to get nervous. And I hadn't even got on the elevator yet, but I knew I was going to have to take an elevator to that next floor. So I hadn't physically gotten in the elevator, but my mind was already sweating bullets because it knows I don't like to be closed in with a lot of people in a small space. So I would fret, my blood pressure would start to go up, I'd start to sweat, I'd start to already wish it didn't happen, I'd look for the stairs because I didn't want to experience that. I hadn't even got to the elevator, but your thought, you were already there. So that's just proof that whatever we decide to think about will control our physical stimulations. It will create chemicals that will create certain reactions. And I'll also say that I have noticed, 10 years in the nursing field, I noticed that there were either patients, or, long-term patients, short-term patients, whatever. There were people that extended their life waiting on a family member to show up before they could let go of end of life or whatever it is. They stayed around. That's how powerful the mind is. Hi, Leonard. Hi, Billy. You can literally stay in your body longer when you mentally want to bad enough. I watched it happen hundreds of times where, maybe somebody was in their final stage of going home and the daughter would say, well, can I talk to her on the phone or something? And we'd pass the patient the phone. And the patient, though we thought maybe had 12, 24, maybe 72 hours, stayed with us for a week until this daughter came. And the minute the daughter left the room, they'd go. Like it's power of choice, power of the mind. Or we've seen patients that literally, they had the worst outlook, the worst. And you're going, okay, I don't even know how to tell this patient this. I don't even know how to support them. Hi, Johnny. How to support them in such a, oh gosh, this is going to be rough. So the doctor could have came in and gave them a diagnosis that said, hey, you are on your way out. And I've seen people choose to live. I've seen it happen. This is not me lying to you. There's no reason for me to lie to you. There's no reason for me to pump up this story. I'm telling you, I've seen people who had their sentence and decided not to take it. And I've also seen the opposite. I've seen people who were told they couldn't walk again and they walked again. What did it? Did their legs, carry them over to the side of the bed and say, hey, buddy, we're walking today and you're getting up? No, it was something in them that said, I'm walking today. Let me get up. And I've seen this over and over. So when it comes to power of the mind, like I get it. I understand that I, many times probably in my life, have been the person who I sabotaged stuff because of the way I thought about it. I didn't take the leap because I thought of every reason I shouldn't. I stayed in something longer than I should have because I thought of all the things that, well, this could happen, that can happen, maybe, you never know. So the if factor came and slapped me pretty hard. So I didn't do that. So it's important you understand that your thinking can either help you or it can hurt you. And I'm so serious with this. And so people say, Amy, how do I do it then? How do I stay positive in a negative environment? How do I stay positive when all this around me says that there's no reason to be positive? I say, take it back here. When you were chosen, when you were born, you were one sperm out of how many? If you ask me, that was your first miracle, was making it that far. So if you have nothing else to feel like a winner about or to feel like you can make it through hard times, think about that first swim that you did. You were pretty dadgum awesome. And the other thing is, there's no need to think about what you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. In fact, I don't even know what's going to happen as soon as I get off of this live. I don't know what's going to happen. I may turn around and there may be, what is that guy who did the publishing, came with the balloons and the $10 million check? Ed, what was his name? Well, anyway, that guy. He may be waiting at the door for me. That's the way I want to think. I don't want to think, oh, when I get off of here, I might have this situation or that situation. You get to choose what you want to create in your life. That's pretty powerful. Here's the dilemma. If you were to ask somebody, what do you want right now? If I were to give you everything, all your dreams, what would you want for yourself right now that could sustain you and create you in the life of complete gratitude from here on out? If you say money, I'm going to tell you that would run out. We see it all the time. We see people with endless amounts of money who take themselves out because they can't take it, because their thinking and their mind took control of them. So tell me, what is it? If you haven't found that thing, that passion, that thing in life, I encourage you to search that. That's your first step. That's your first step to mental freedom, is saying, who am I? And a lot of people don't want to say, who am I? Because then they'll go, you mean I've lived 30, 40, 50, 60 years really not knowing? Probably not. But a lot of people haven't, so don't you dare feel bad about that. We have lived this program thing that we've learned from generations, experiences, this whole thing. So really we've just been a fish going with the pond instead of, making our own pond. Don't feel bad about that. Just take the time to want more. Take the time to say, hey, what am I thinking about this crappy thought for? Like, it's not even real. It's not even, this is something of the past. This is whatever. There's nothing wrong in the very moment that you're in other than what you create in it. So that's all I have for you tonight. I don't want to hold you too long. It is Terrific Tuesday. If you guys haven't experienced it yet, find a reason to. The other thing, let me read you this really quick. So I'm in the middle of my rough draft for the second book that I'm working on. And I wanted to read this little part. Hey, Carlos. It says, when angels come. Yes, when angels come, because they will. Many times we don't realize it. And the most of the time we call them by different names. We call them our kids, our mates, our former bosses, our old co-workers, our neighbors, our gardeners, the person who walked too slow across the crosswalk who kept us from an accident, the dog who woke us up in the middle of the night to remind us the door was open. Oh, angels come in so many names at so many times and so many forms. Let's not discount the ones we never see, hear, or know of that still do their jobs for us. And I say this because in my own life, hi Daniel, hi James, I have had so many times that an angel took the form of a situation or a stranger that I can't even count them. I'll tell you one short story so I can leave you on a good note. I have been hit by an 18-wheeler 2 times. That's not the good part of the story. And in surviving those two 18-wheeler accidents, the second one, both times car was totaled obviously, but the second time I had no car. And so I was using my bicycle to get back and forth to work. And it was in December. So, and I was in Central California at the time, so it gets nice and crisp 30-something degrees in the morning. And so I was riding my bicycle about 3 miles to get to work. Not bad, but, used it for the grocery stores, used it for the errands. And then thankfully my kids at the time, who are grown now, were little. So I used to walk them back and forth. And one day this lady, at the time I was managing Curves for Women. I'm not sure if you guys know what that franchise is, but I was managing a franchise. And a lady out of nowhere came in there and she said, hey, I've been told that you're in need of a car. And I thought, okay, is this a sales lady who's seen me riding my bike and is going to try to sell me a car, or assume because I'm on a bike I don't have a car? Like, stinking thinking. And I said, hi, Barbara. And I said, hey, Raquel. I said, well, no, I'm not really in need of a car. Pride, old thinking. But thank you. She goes, are you sure you don't need a car? And I was like, no, I ride my bike to and from, home. It's close enough. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So she left. She comes back and she said, well, the next day she comes back and she says, so I still hear that you're in need of a car. And I'm thinking, I don't know this lady. I don't know if she's crazy, but she keeps coming back and telling me I need this car. So, yes, I'm actually in need of a car. And she goes, hi, Gilbert. And she goes, well, I have something for you. I brought you a car. If you'll just give me a ride home, you can take the car. And I said, so you want me to get in a car with you, who's a stranger, and drive you home, and then I keep the car, right? And I'm sitting here going, okay, I don't know if I'm going to get mugged tonight. I don't know if I'm going to die tonight. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen tonight, but you know, I mean, I have her on camera, so if something happens to me, they know who I went with, and you know, whatever. So I go with the lady, and I get in this car, and I'm assuming it's her car, right? Because you know, it's a decent car. And so I drive her home, and I drop her off, and she said, "Well, okay, go ahead and take it." I said, "You want me to take that car?" And she's like, "Yeah." Well, it was a Mercedes, and I said, "Okay, well, do you want my driver's license or my house keys, or like, how do you?" She goes, "No." She said, "I trust you. When you're done with it and you get a car, you just bring it back." No lie, the lady lived on Angel Care Way. Okay, so when I was done with the car, I gave it back to her. I never seen her, hear the lady again. In fact, I drove past her, never even see her car again. I know this sounds like way out there, way out there, but this is only one of the many stories where Angel showed up in my life. It was kind of a way out story and a bit uncomfortable, but I'm here to tell you that there's been so many angels in your life that you probably never even gave credit to. You know, that dog that went slowly across the crosswalk to keep you from getting in the middle of the intersection because 4 blocks down there was an accident and you would have been in it. There's so many times you're protected and you don't realize it. So I'm telling you, guard your thoughts, because you really don't understand that thinking poorly can attract poor situations. And when you think well, and when you think healthy, and when you think in a good vibration, you're able to actually create this good energy that keeps good things around you at all times, even when you don't even expect it. So be appreciative of the angels that are around you. Be careful getting frustrated and snappy at things, even if it is your kid that gets on your nerves. They're there to teach you something. They're there to give you something. You know, be easy when somebody cuts you off in traffic. You don't know why they did it. And even if it's for a lesson for you to learn how to chill out or slow down or watch your temper. Life is a beautiful thing when you start to look at things in a beautiful way. And sometimes you got to change the inside before you can do that. And you have to really regulate your thought process. So that's all I got for you tonight, everybody. And tomorrow, like I said, I think I said it tomorrow I will be somewhere, but I'm still going to go live at 6 because this is my 30-day commitment to you to always be here at 6 straight up and down. Tea time with the lady. And we will, you know, enjoy another wonderful time, story or situation. And we'll go from there. I'm here to make sure that my job of always encouraging love, hope, and courage is always on my plate to serve every night. So I hope you get something from it. Remember, if you do want a calendar, to inbox me, you guys. They're 2021 calendars. What's going on? Everybody needs a calendar. Inbox me and I'll get one out there to you. God bless you. Make sure you tell yourself at least 2 times a day. At least. I can. I will. And I am so worth it. You better believe it. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.